welcome back to a brand new stream. Okay, so basically, let's backtest, right? So basically right here you can see that this is let me just get rid of this, so it's alright. So you can see that this is let me make sure if I'm on the right microphone, because I remember I was changing microphones earlier. Okay, is it good? Okay. Alright, so now that we're good, what I'm gonna do here is basically look for basically just backtest, right? Alright, so let's get rid of this for now, and then let's just backtest a random spot in time. Alright, so we're gonna just go to like some random spot. Okay, now we'll just select somewhere, and mind you, this is my time frame alignment, so I gotta first check the weekly, and then the 4 hour, and then the 15-minute. Alright, so that's how it goes. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is go on the weekly. So this is basically where we are in the current price action. So it seems like we have swept liquidity, we have manipulated these highs. So what we're expecting here is for price to come lower. You can see, okay, never mind, it displaces right above, took out these, it's basically running on liquidity. So at some point it should reversal. So after this manipulation, at some point we're gonna see a reversal. Okay, so you see over here we have a manipulation and we have a distribution. Of course I need to look for this exact pattern, right? So I need to see a swing like this to form, basically proving that this is overall bearish. So we have an order block over here. So this is basically what needs to be proven. It's a reversal. Okay. So let's just say plus MD. So basically what we're going to look for here is basically what we're going to do here is look for, let's say for example in this scenario, right? Can I get rid of this? Can I not do that? Okay, there we go. So you can see that there's a lot of bullish fair value gaps which are unmitigated, right? So the more it gets cancelled out, so this was completely mitigated. This was mitigated, to be honest. This one got wicked in, but this, where is it? Never mind, this one was the only like actual fair value gap, and then I thought it was unmitigated, but it was mitigated over here. Anyways, besides the point, you can see that this is a proper unmitigated fair value gap. We see another unmitigated fair value gap over here. So we could use this. Okay, we're testing this price range. Wait, that's the current pricing. Okay, thought that was like before, but it's okay. Let's go to this point. Alright, so we can see that this was a manipulation in price. We have a bunch of breaker structures towards the downside. So this internal term high, if it gets broken, I'm expecting a reversal. Looks like it's one. This thing is trying to break the. There we go. So it breaks the internal term high. So you can see that this internal term high has been broken now. So we're heading towards these draws over here. Let's see what it does. There we go. Took out these highs. What just happened? Did my stream crash? Okay, never mind. Anyways, you can see that this is a manipulation right here. And then what do we have? Accumulation, manipulation, and what? Distribution. So we're expecting price to come lower. Maybe sweep more liquidity. Seems like a equal highs type situation. So it's running on liquidity right now. We need to see a proper fair value gap to come lower anyway. Yeah, it's running on liquidity. So I'm expecting price to retrace down here anyway, because that's kind of unlikely. Yeah, that's not likely. Because now we're breaking, because the economy overall, because this is a weekly frame, economy overall is just heading upwards, even though we had a sort of a crash over here. Overall we are heading upwards, so unlikely. Anyways, let's try to see based on the weekly where we're headed, right? So this is the current present day basically. So you can see that this is a fair value gap. So if we use this as resistance, and then we're going to use this as a retracement. So we have a manipulation, we have a distribution. I'm expecting price to maybe shoot to these highs or go lower. But for right now, we have a bullish weekly bias. So let's just say bullish weekly, bullish weekly bias. So now let's go to 4 hour, and we have a bunch of this is the PD array basically. So this is basically where I'm expecting price to. I'm also going to check 1 day just to be safe. See, we have a manipulation over here, and then we have distribution higher. So you see there, it's a bit of a fair value gap here. Seems like it's using this daily fair value gap to go higher. We took out these highs, as you can see. So now I'm expecting price to tap back down here and then go higher. So overall, we have a... Okay, so we can see that this is retracing down towards this. It's going to tap back in and then go higher towards at least this fair value gap, and then retest this price level and go lower. So I'm expecting this type of momentum. So it's going to tap back, okay, and maybe go higher because it needs to sweep this leg right here. So it's going to parallelly maybe sweep liquidity, come lower maybe to this point, and then go higher to this point. So if we see a fair value gap, so right now what I'm expecting price to do is shoot up to these highs, buy side liquidity draw. This is not a liquidity zone, but this is a buy side liquidity draw. So once we shoot to this buy side liquidity draw, what we're going to expect price to do is use one of these fair value gaps. This one is mitigated, as you can see. So I'm planning on using this one, which is a very low probability fair value gap, but it's still valid though. So all these fair value gaps have been wicked into, as you can see. So this is the only fair value gap that I would really depend on. So even if it does pull back, then I'm going to take this fair value gap to sort of long from. And then I'm going to use this as my TP, and these equal lows as my stop loss. So that way I get a almost 1 to 3 over here. So yeah, pretty much that's what I'm expecting price to do. But of course it's a Saturday, so I'm not expecting this to move whatsoever. Anyways, let's look for other trades. Let me backtest over here. Alright, so let's go back in time to this point where liquidity was swept, but then we had a huge run on liquidity over here. So we see this. So let's go up to like this point, at least, because you can see that this was such a drop in price. So once it basically rebalances this price, market structure shift into term low, once it uses this as a support level, that's why I'm expecting price to go higher from C. Now it's using this as a support level, but it's just a minor poke. So see, poke back. Okay, now we have a proper confirmation. So now I'm expecting price to use this level as a support level. Okay, now I'm confident. Okay, because this was such a huge area, right? So now I know the fact that this is going to go higher. So what I'm expecting price to do is use an unmitigated fair value gap like this one. Okay, let's see how it plays out. We're going to sweep liquidity 100%. Okay, so we're going higher, but where are we headed higher to? That's the question, right? This is a very risky trade here. You know why? Because there's no run on liquidity. Like basically this is running on liquidity straight up. So unless it like pulls back, I'm not trying to take this trade. Because we got to be aware of like where it's headed to as well. You know, if we're going high, where are we going higher from? So, and where are we going higher to? So we got to be aware of that. Okay, so we seem to have a bit of a pullback. Doesn't really prove anything. So right here it seems like we swept liquidity, and I need price to close above, but even in that scenario it's not really worth the trade, assuming that you only see like up to this point. See, once it pulls back above this market structure shift, we're already in premium, so it doesn't make sense. See, it's pretty simple. Alrighty, so let's go over here. Let's see if we can backtest this. So we see this market structure shift in short-term low over here. So this is basically the fair value gap that forms above. And this is a breakaway gap. So let's see if we tap back into... Nope. completely dismissed. But we could come back and use this as a point of interest. Up, it's sweeping liquidity. Now it seems like it's coming down. So let's see how it plays out. Nope. Let's see, it's still around the same range. Okay, we're sweeping liquidity now. Okay, we seem to be sweeping liquidity still. Seems like a bunch of equal highs, isn't it? Expecting price to have like a bunch of resistance around this area. So okay, in this scenario I would expect price to do one thing, right? Let me just drag this out as well. So I'm expecting price to take out a sweep and then go, right? See, we had the sweep. Now let's see if we have a proper fair value gap towards the downside. So we had this fair value gap, right? It was completely invalidated. Because if we were to head downwards from here, targeting these equal lows, equal highs, and then this is my stop loss. We ever wanted to, but then we got completely ran out. So market will catch you as a sweep at least a few times. So that's just part of your journey. You cannot avoid certain things. It is what it is. So now that we swept liquidity. Okay, we swept liquidity. See, we have a bunch of trendline liquidity because it's overall headed upwards. Let me think. This is a trend line. This is the trend line, and you see a lot of liquidity in this area. So this is going to be like packed with a lot of liquidity. But I'm going to really be looking at it from a breakout perspective, but we will be paying attention to this trend line. So we swept this liquidity. Nope. So it's basically running on liquidity. I'm not expecting price to pull back. Let's see if it pulls back. See this fair value gap? Taps back. Invalidates this fair value gap, look. You know what I'm missing here? The narrative. The narrative. I'm not gonna put some bullshit blame on something like, oh, it's the psychology that I'm missing. No. Okay, I think this is the best way to do this. I'm just gonna go to some random spot, right? Over here. Gonna look for what's happening in the weekly, and then, you know, stick to my usual plan. So we gotta come lower because we swept liquidity, and now I'm expecting price to close lower. See, close lower. Okay, so now that we have swept this liquidity, we're gonna look for a fair value gap, which is this one. See if we tap back. Nope, we don't tap back. So we use this breakaway gap in that scenario, and we swept this liquidity. Now we're gonna go higher. Nope. Seems like price wants to sweep more liquidity. Yep, swept more liquidity. That's what it did. What's going on with my... Okay. Anyways, you can see that this swept liquidity. Now I'm expecting price to go higher. Okay, there we go. So now it closes higher. So now it's aimed towards going towards this draw, right? Okay, never mind. This was a market structure shift in short-term low, and this was just a sweep. Okay. Right. My bad. Sorry. Shouldn't dismiss the market structure shift in short-term lows. So once it displaces, it's just sweeping liquidity. So unless it actually properly uses this as a support level, and, you know, uses this, retests this level, and then, you know, creates a sort of fair value area by just retracing maybe like over here, and then, as you can see, swept this liquidity, boom, higher. Unless that is the case, we're not gonna really take it. Cool. Amazing. So this is basically the retracement, and as you can see, this is the boom. Nope. This is sort of dismissing the whole idea of yeah, see, this is just a liquidity sweep. See, these internal term lows need to sort of be examined closely, because you can see it's sweeping liquidity. That's what it's doing. See, with this displacement, you can see. So unless it breaks an internal term high and then properly uses this as support, we can't really anticipate prices going in that direction. For example, let's say it uses this and comes back to right here, and boom. Unless it does this, sweeps a bit of liquidity and goes higher, we can't really, you know.
Spotify Premium helps you
Oh my
make the
god.
most of your music listening experience.
See, now it's basically retracing higher. So it's creating order flow over here.
Rejoin now and get 3 months for
Order flow over here. So it's continuing higher. Boom. TP.
Tap the banner to learn more.
Okay, so this is on the weekly. Okay, so now we did a bit of analysis on the weekly. So now let's go back, cut the bullshit, and let's go back to over here. Okay, so we can see that this is overall bullish. Okay, so I'm expecting price because we swept liquidity. We didn't really sweep liquidity, did we? Yeah, no, we didn't sweep liquidity. Yeah, we swept this liquidity, and we're bullish for the moment, right? This is just to get a bias. So bullish for the moment. What sort of retest occurs over here? That depends. But we're bullish for the moment, and we have a manipulation. And what? We have distribution lower. We have manipulation. We have distribution lower. So now I'm gonna go to the 4 hour. On this specific day. Alright, let's go back to. Oops, my bad. Okay, so that was my bad. Okay, so there we go. So you can see that this is basically the fair value gap. So we seem to displace right above this interterm low, and then we go lower, right? So I'm expecting price to sweep liquidity. So you see this is sweeping liquidity. So now let's go to 4 hour. Now what I'm expecting price to do is come lower, right? Come lower. So you can see that this can reach for these highs. See what it does. So this high wasn't really taken properly. Want this high to be taken ideally, but yeah, never mind. So you see over here, we have a fair value gap towards the downside. So what I'm gonna do here is we have this is mitigated over here. So we could use this fair value gap because it's unmitigated over here. Even if you entry off the breakaway gap over here. Breakaway gap over here. Even if you do entry from around here, okay, because you're gonna miss this entry over here. Even if you do entry there and aim towards this, still get a almost 1 to 2, so that's pretty good. Yep. Give me a bit, guys. We hit TP right here. So 1 to 2 at most, and then I would just call it quits. See if we go that low. Okay, we do go that low. Because we don't close to this range. This was the candle before. That's okay. It's the same risk reward even on what's this? Okay, we don't have that historical data. That's alright. Okay, so let's look for this, which is basically this range. It's taken out. Oh wait, that's the current price. So let's look for this. So we swept these lows in the bigger picture. Swept these lows, and we see this fair value gap, which is basically closing higher. So we swept these highs as well. See over here. We'll expect price to use this. There we go. We're triggered in. And we have stops below this swing low, and then TP towards the swing high. Let's see how it plays. Boom. TP right there. Okay, so now this is basically where we are in current price action. So you see there's a fair value gap here. So what do we see here? This is a mitigated fair value gap. Let's see what it does at this fair value gap. Okay. So depending on whatever it does at this fair value gap, we can expect price to either go lower or higher, right? Because this is a 4 hour, so it's a PD array. I mean, high time for PD array on the 15 minute, obviously. That's common sense. So we just get rid of that. So you see over here, we're gonna sort of retest probably sweep liquidity. Because we did we? No, we didn't sweep liquidity, so I'm expecting price to like sweep. I really want to see a sweep over here and then go lower and then maybe go higher. So that depends, but I'm expecting to use a fair value gap from this area towards the low. It's forming like a breaker. Low, high, low, low, high, high, question mark. So if it does go higher, we're gonna use this, right? Go lower, use this inverse fair value gap, tap, and then go towards these lows, which completely, perfectly aligns with this 4 hour fair value gap. Simple. And we're gonna continue higher towards whatever the higher draw is, but that's out of my reach. For now, this is what's gonna happen. Okay, let's go back. Let's back test mode. Let's go towards like this range. You see this? This low was swept over here. See that? This low was swept right here, as you can see, and we see there's a good fair value gap here. It's a bunch of this is not really a zone where we're trading from, honestly, because it swept liquidity and we have this huge inverse fair value gap over here. So I'm expecting price to be used as like a inverse. Am I using that as support? Okay. Okay, so we took out these highs. Now it should reversal anyway, right? I want price to sort of reversal from here. Price needs to sweep and then reversal. See what it does. Okay, now we're sweeping, but it was just a sweep towards the downside, just a fake out. We go higher. We go extremely high. Yikes. Alright, let me go back in time to around here. Okay, so you can see that this is a sweep, as you can see. Seems to be like a equal lows type of situation. So there's a lot of resting liquidity here. So once we break this with proper displacement, I'm expecting to take this fair value gap. Or even this should be an what was it called again? Breakaway gap over here. So I should be able to like entry off. I mean, on the 15 minute, obviously I'll see like a breakaway gap. Obviously this is not what I would be entering off, so this would be like confirmation. I'll be entering like on the 15 minute over here. So I'd be using this PD array, or either even this one is also fine, but it's not really good. Like, it's not gonna make me that confident. But still, I think this is also fine, as long as it doesn't fuck you in the ass, I guess. So we use this, and then take the lows towards this. TP over here. Boom, 1 to 1.7. Cool. Easy. Easy 1 to 1.7. See, these highs are also taken out over here. 1 to 4. Alright, so you see that this is a sweep we see over here in this exact range. Once we sweep liquidity, you see that there is a fair value gap over here. Yep. And we take this and we take this towards the highs over here. 1 to 1.6. Oh fuck. Son of a bitch. Yep. I mean, obviously you can't win every fucking trade, so that's common sense, you fucking loser. I need some fucking lean, bro. Man. Man. I was AFK for a bit, sorry. But yeah, so pretty much what we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna look for more buys and let's see how it goes. Alright, so we're gonna basically let's develop a strategy and then, you know, take it forward. These lows were swept. Lows were swept. What do we see here? Pretty good ratio. Equal lows. Fair value gap entry. Okay. Right here, fair value gap entry. Towards this. Boom. TP. So let's go for another trade. So let me just look for some other random spot. So we have these lows swept over here. So you see over here, we swept these lows. We have a liquidity sweep right here. Seems like we took this fair value gap to go higher. So we're gonna use this. There's a stop loss right below this fair value gap. Let's take it to around here, and then we'll take it up here. Let's see how it plays out. Boom, TP. 1 to 1.45, that's not that good of a ratio. Honestly, you can hold it a little longer. From the lows of this wick to the highs of this. Let's see if it hits that 1 to 4. Yeah, it does. So it hits that 1 to 4 over here. Takes this out. But ideally I would go for 1 to 2 and then call it. So let's see. Let's backtest a little more. Over here you can see that this failed to displace for a very long time. Over here, see that this is a fair value gap that was tapped back into. So even though this was like sort of used again, even if you did entry of this one, still have a pretty good RR, honestly. Let's see if this works out. Let's say you entered over here, or even like, let's say even here, right? Yeah, so let's say you entered off this and this is your swing low, targeting this drawn liquidity right here. It's almost a 1 to 2, and we hit that. See right here, we go hit that over here. Simple, easy stuff. Okay, so we swept liquidity right here. So let's go over here, back in time over here. Okay, so we see this liquidity sweep over here. We swept liquidity. We have this inversion fair value gap. So I'm expecting price to take this. This got wicked into, but I'm expecting price to take this. So once it closes above, you see, taps directly over here. Boom. Easy trade. Easy trade. Forward is really good. Like even over here. Let's say you tap. Let's go back in time to over here. We swept liquidity. Okay. You swept this liquidity, and you see this is a unmitigated fair value gap. So I'm expecting some sort of reversal over here. And we did use this, so let's invalidate this. And let's use this fair value gap over here. This little fair value gap over here. Okay. We tap back into it, and let's go from this. And let's target the swing low to this swing high. Okay, all the way up here. Let's see if it plays out. Boom, TP. So it goes towards the stop loss and then goes TP. This is a bunch of equal highs if you think about it. So there's a lot of rest in liquidity here. So yeah, it does make sense. It makes sense. Yes, sir. So yeah, let's wait for a sweep. Maybe look for a shot. Okay, let's see if we can properly sweep. Nope. That was just a sweep towards the downside. Once again, just a sweep towards the downside. We don't see any fair value gaps that are going lower. So no. Not yet. You could entry off this, but that would be risky. Very risky. I want to see like proper displacement. I don't want to like take random trades. Okay, so we'd see this. So now we're going to use this inverse fair value gap where are we headed to? That's the question. If we really go low, right? Then are we really gonna go all the way down here? Is that what price's intention is? Yeah, boom. Bad trade. If it's too far away, don't go for it. Let me actually put this as my... Oh wait, if we're shorting, we need to be below... Oh wait, no. Yeah, we are below this. Never mind. I was just tweaking that. This was nonsense. There we go. So, pretty much what we see here. We have a sweep, so let's go back in time over here. And we see a sweep, liquidity sweep over here. So we swap liquidity, and we see a fair value gap over here, unmitigated fair value gap. So we're going to tap back into this fair value gap. If we tap back into the fair value gap, we're going to use this towards the highs. So let's go from this low to this high. See if it plays out. Boom, TP. Right there. There we go. So let's go back in time to like some random spot over here. So this is actually bad because we took out these highs. So it seems like price is aiming towards taking out these highs, but that's not really what my intention is. So I'm always looking for a sweep. So this was a internal term high. So you see over here we swept liquidity. Let's assume price is gonna sweep liquidity. I'm just saying we'll assume because okay, this is just a temporary sweep. Nope. Okay, there we go. So now we see proper displacement, right? Proper market structure shift. So what we see here is one. I'm going to consider this as one fair value gap. Okay. So we tap back into this fair value gap. Let's see if we go lower. If we're going lower, where are we headed lower to? This is a market maker sell model, but there's a bit of a problem here. You know why? Because this liquidity was swept, which means even if it does, it's going to retrace here and then go lower. So let me see. Nope, just continues. Okay. So it didn't go back towards this because there was a high likelihood price needed to balance this imbalance over here, heavy imbalance. So that's why I was expecting this to sweep liquidity, pull back, and then go lower. But that wasn't the case, clearly. Okay, that wasn't the case whatsoever. So if you do entry off this, which I wouldn't, right? I wouldn't. Okay. So let's say I would short this from here. Let's say my stop loss is over here at the swing low, maybe a little above this, towards the equal, towards these lows. You get a 1-2, almost 1-2. See? Right here, 1-2, almost 1-2. So let's go for some random spot. It's like this over here. All right, so now we'll look for a sweep. So we swap liquidity right here. Swap this liquidity. Now what I'm expecting price to do is use, let's see. Okay, so we see a market structure shift over here. So we see this is a temporary, and this is the real pullback. So now I'm expecting price to pull back to this fair value gap. So from this fair value gap, and let's go to this. Let's put the stop loss like, because this was confirmed as like a fair value area. So if it's confirmed as fair value area, then we can like, nope, price just continues. At some point it should retrace back, let's see. It's alright. Swap liquidity, let's see if it sweeps liquidity. Yikes, this is sweeping liquidity. Swap liquidity, there we go. Temporary sweep. Nope, not yet. Not yet. See, this is why I always need to see proper displacement. Proper displacement over. Like at least to a certain extent, like confirming that this is really a market structure shift. Okay, so let's say this was a market structure shift. See this fair value gap? This is the fair value gap. If it taps here, it's assuming that you're taking this from here to... Yeah, if it's this odd, then I wouldn't take this, honestly. I wouldn't take this, right? Because I'm gonna get invalidated 100%. I know that from like the top. I mean, so it doesn't make sense to sort of do all this, that. Anyways, so it's like we're using this. I mean, we swept these lows. Look at the nearest draw, basically. See? We swept these lows, so we're using this to go what? Higher. I was confusing myself with that whole other malarkey, so we do take this from this wick to the high. Almost 1 to 3. Almost got tagged out. Stopped out. Yep, stopped out. We got stopped out. Yep. But we still had a bunch of trades that were good, so it's alright. It's alright. Happens for the best of us. Okay, so it is what it is. Okay. You just gotta use it as a learning experience. Right. Sweep this liquidity. Let's see if we sweep this liquidity. Nope, we don't. You see, this is the sell side of the curve. We look for market make models. Let's see. And then take it from here. These lows to these highs. So 1 to 1.7. We got tapped out. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Okay. Okay, give me a second. Let me see. Okay, so we swept these lows, right? We swept these lows right here. And then we're gonna look for... So we see this market structure shift. We see the sweep in liquidity. And if it's continuing bullish, then we will entry off this breakaway gap if it doesn't return back. And that's exactly what we did here. So if I go to the 15-minute, I don't know what's going on there, but if I entry off this and target these, look, boom, TP. This is simple, very simple. You can even extend this all the way towards the TPD top of the market maker buy model. Boom, TP. So if you're in a market maker buy model, you can't really be certain unless they are equal highs. See, the reason for this is because I knew for a fact that it's gonna go here, because this was a market maker buy model, right? So this is a market maker buy model. I mean, these are equal highs. So there's a lot of resting liquidity in this area. See? This is in parallel to this over here. So this down close candle is basically a balancing point from what I know. So choose higher. So from here. This is something that Ajo was talking about. It was, yeah.
Let your playlist shine.
So,
With Spotify Premium, listen to your music
see if we can
without
take it
hearing
here.
ad breaks and
I don't
keep
think so.
moving to non-stop jams. Get
Damn.
3 months for $7.49
Almost.
rupees right now
Almost.
and cancel anytime.
Let's see.
Tap the banner to learn more.
Nope. Nope. So it went here because this was the resting liquidity. Wait, it did hit TP, isn't it? Almost. Slightly. Slightly below. Almost at a 1 to 10 there. It's okay. Alright, give me a second, guys. Okay, so I'm back for 11 more minutes of backtesting. I'm probably gonna have a little break. Okay, so we still could trade Bitcoin, honestly, but Bitcoin's at a very weird spot right now. So I'm not trying to take no trade, but we could still take it. I mean, it's not really a big problem though, you know? So let's look for... seems like we are... What are we doing here? We swept liquidity, right? We swept these lows. Seems like price is consolidating. Yeah, sort of took out these lows, right? So overall, seems like price is going bearish because it seems to be supporting, right? Seems like let's go to daily. See what's going on here. So we have a bit of a retracement. We're probably gonna have a bit of a pullback. But honestly, yeah, I think we're gonna have a bit of a pullback. This is such a weird year of Bitcoin, honestly. Yeah, well, 1 day fair value gap here. So if this does support this, then we're gonna just continue lower. But that's very unlikely for price to go that low. This price is at 40k right now. Oh wait, never mind, it's at 50k. Oh wait, oh my god, I'm an idiot. I swear to god. I'm actually fucking stupid. That's crazy. Anyways. This is a sell-side liquidity draw. So we swept this liquidity, manipulation, and what if we have distribution? Higher. We have a fair value gap. We're gonna use this fair value gap as support. Because we swept this liquidity, right? We swept this liquidity as well. Manipulation. What? Distribution. Towards what? What are we going towards? Pullback? Less. Equal highs. I mean the swing high. Okay. It's pretty simple. So what we see here is we go towards the forward. Let me just not use this one because I don't really want to go based off the... Let's look at the weekly. We have a manipulation and what? Distribution now. So we should be distributing at least towards the high of this wick. So we had manipulation, we had distribution, and we took out these lows, as you can see. Now we should distribute higher, right? So we should distribute higher, but the candles are very low resistance, so that's a bit of a problem. See, there's a bit of a fair value gap here. There's a bit of a fair value gap here. So we could use this to sort of tap back to this with this candle. You tap back and then you go lower. So price is pretty imbalanced right now. This is not looking too good. But we swept this, so overall we should be heading higher. So I'm expecting price to go here. But if we go to the 4-hour, you can see that we have, what do we have here? We have a fair value gap here. However, so I'm expecting price to tap back. After sweeping this, I'm expecting price to tap back onto this fair value gap. So this is the 4-hour fair value gap. So anything after it sweeps that liquidity, I could use that. So I need price to like sweep this liquidity over here. Like go here, I guess, and then sweep this, tap back, and then go higher. Right, go higher to this. $2.8. We're good. 2.8. So if price does come down to this range, we're gonna take a long all the way to the 61k range. So I need price to sort of pull back, but I could low-key take a trade after it sweeps these lows over here. Ideally, I'm expecting price to respect these lows. I don't think it's good to entry here. 100%. We're above, right below the fair value gap. But this was tapped back into, so I can't really use this. See? I cannot use that again. I should use this as a support level to retrace higher, but it's already mitigated, so can't really use that. If it's mitigated, it's gone. You know, we're gonna be retracing lower, and we're gonna be retracing lower towards this, sweeping, and then going higher. So I'm expecting price to sort of test this area and then go higher from there. Yes, sir. Gotta get better at this. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We sweep this liquidity right here. And then we see this fair value gap tapped into, and then we go higher from here. Okay. One to two. Alright. 1 to 2. RR, yes sir. I'm gonna head out now, and I'll probably be back tonight. Bye bye. Thank you for joining, to anyone who joined.